Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special interview with Mr. Sergei Kirpichenko, Russian ambassador to Damascus. Mr. Kirpichenko, welcome to today's show.
Thank you.
Okay, let's start. We'll be talking about the Syrian unfortunate events and the international and regional resolutions and decisions about these events. It's very clear that some international and regional parties are trying to set up the stage for their clear intervention in the internal affairs of Syria. What is Russia's position towards this?
First of all, allow me just to evaluate what's going on in Syria. We think that the only solution for the crisis Syria is crossing is a broad national dialogue and is the execution of the political, social, economic reforms which were declared by President Bashar al-Assad. That's our message to the Syrian government and Syrian people in the present moment. We think that if the Syrian leadership continue its path to reforms, it can overcome the current situation, the current crisis, and ensure democratic and prosperous future for Syria. Mm-hmm. The second part of your question is the world reaction to the events. Sincerely, I think that not everybody takes a fair position towards what's going on in Syria.
Why do you think that?
I think that maybe some countries, they have their different internal agenda and maybe different agenda towards Syria, which is sincerely not coinciding with the aspirations of the Syrian society and Syrian people. Another explanation, in my opinion, another possible explanation, in my opinion, is that some Western countries committed mistakes at the early stage of the Arab revolt. So now, unfortunately, they are trying to correct their previous mistakes by new one. I think it's not a very sound and good approach to the events in Syria. Some of them are raising a prospect of discussing a resolution of the Security Council concerning Syria. We don't see any justification for such an attitude. We think that what's going on in Syria is not representing a real threat to the world and regional security. So it's not the business of the Security Council to deal with this issue. Secondly, we think that Syrian people may overcome the present situation by its own, without interference from abroad into its internal affairs.
Your Excellency, you were saying something about the mistake of the Western and the world in general interference in the internal affairs of Syria. They did the same in Libya, and Moscow expressed a kind of disappointment of the implementation of the UN resolution number 1973 on Libya, stressing that the NATO violated this resolution and the content of this resolution. What do you think about this, and where do you think the situation is going on in Libya?
That's true. We think that some Western countries conducting their military operation in Libya, they exceeded the limits of the Security Council Resolution 1973. Resolution was about protecting the civil population of Libya, which is a legitimate goal. But unfortunately, we saw that military operations took another turn and became much larger than it was mentioned in the resolution. So Russia decided to help the solution of the crisis in Libya, and we are trying to cooperate politically, first of all, with the Westerners and with parties concerned in Libya, the government of Libya and the other side, the revolt side. So our Minister for Foreign Affairs made contacts with parties concerned in Libya, and our President is sending his special envoy to continue these contacts in trying to get a sound political solution for this country. Mm-hmm. That's, in my opinion, is a very right approach to these events. Policy should prevail.
Or also